Hello, good evening, everyone. This is Ranjit here from Kolkata, presenting the third in the series of festive readings by Poetry Central. Today's poet is an extremely brilliant poet of our times, Ranjit Hoskote, whose poems continue to delight us by their brilliance and effervescence. The first poem that I'll be reading today is called Hawk. It is from his book, The Atlas of Lost Beliefs. This poem, in fact, reminds us a lot of Ted Hughes's Hawk in Hawk Roosting, and it very powerfully brings to the fore the ideas of the bestiality and submerged ferocity of modern civilization. So, Hawk. Caught up on the wave of the past, a hawk scurls back, ripping the seamed and sutured scar of our passage. Its wings are lined with scripts no one can read, but everyone brawls over. In this city of howling dogs and whinnying saints, the blood that spurts under its claws is common, the sort you could smell anywhere, the sort you can smell everywhere. Suffer us all, dear God of many names, to come together and feed ourselves to that insatiable beak. The sheer verbal brilliance, the euphony, reminds us a lot about Hopkins, doesn't it? A very different poem that I'm going to read next is Lasker, which is from Hoskote's famous work Jonah Whale. The Lascars, of course, the term was very common in the days of colonial seafaring, and it was a term of abuse. It was a term which was very common. It was a term to castigate the colonized laboring classes by the white colonizers. So here, Hoskote very brilliantly scripts the story of these long suffering Lascars and presents an alternative reading of post colonial history. Lascar, Bombay, Liverpool, London, 1889. The Lascar was always sallow. It didn't help that his name anagrammed rascal. He carried a whiff of scurvy, a hint of rats in the hold, hulls battered by typhoons. He was never far from dirty work. Here's what the detective said. There's a trap door at the back of that opium den near the wharf which could tell strange tales of what passes through it on moonless nights. Here's what the good wife said. At the foot of the stairs, I met this Lascar, who thrust me back and, aided by a Dane, pushed me out into the street. Meanwhile, her husband. Only one man knew my secret. He was the keeper of a low den in which I used to lodge. A Lascar, well paid by me for his rooms. My secret was safe with him. Neither detective nor wife nor husband knew the bleached village on the Konkan coast, or had seen the forced parades at tropical noon, the forts locked in rising silt, the standing crops burned. History gave you one name, fear gave you and your cousins others. To novelists, savage. To pamphleteers, cannibal. To scholars, anthropophage. To your captains, sea cunning, Tyndall, Sirang, Topaz, or Muslim, as you swap the deck, poker-faced rascal. You call yourself names in the three tongues you speak in your sleep. Lashkar, Tandil, Jahazi. They crowd us into the damp, shallow cradle they call the forecastle. Silly name. Pana, we call it. Pana, the hood, the wide, fan spreading hood of this coiled sea cobra we are sailing. Thank you. That was Ranjit Hoskote. This is Indrajit Bose signing off on the third day of our festive readings. More to come tomorrow. Thank you.